save me some.
Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am not so well. No, listen. I think I might have the flu. Yes. And what does a guy do when he has the flu? He does he rest? Not this guy. Not this guy. No. I make a video and I binge watch the entire Insidious. What's the plural for Insidious? Insidious. Insidious. I watch the entire Insidious franchise. That's what I do. I watch every Insidious that I owned. That's what I did. I watched one after the other, and I'm gonna break them down for you. I'm gonna break them down for you because this is actually a really good franchise. Now let's get this very clear. Was it scary? No. Nah, didn't scare me at all. I got not one jump scare, not one ooh, this creeped me out. This did not have the same feel as like a Paranormal Activity where I felt like something was going on for real. It was very familiar of a Conjuring, you know what I mean? It was like it seemed like this. I almost felt like the same characters were there. I think they even had the same actors. I mean, it was just odd. Okay, I was watching. I was like, am I scared? No, and I could put one in after the other, and it wasn't even like, oh, maybe I shouldn't watch all of these all at once because when I go to bed tonight, I might be having insidious dreams of nightmares or whatever. No, I didn't. Nothing because it was fine. It was actually very comfortable, relaxing type movies. So we start with Insidious 1. Yeah, this little dude over here falls off a ladder, supposedly bangs his head, goes into like a fake coma, but he's not. He's in the further, or whatever it is, further out, whatever. He's in the unknown. He's in purgatory. That's where he is because that's where the devil wants you to be, in between here and there, so he can get your soul or whatever it is. But meanwhile, the father is actually, I mean, there's gonna be some spoilers here. The father is actually possessed by this demon or whatever, and he be doing weird things to the family. Okay, so yeah, this one was okay. Okay, I was roped in, and I really enjoyed the female Paranormal Activity character until she gets choked at the end, and I'm like, now she's dead. What they gonna do in part 2? I'm like, I want this lady to come back. I enjoyed this lady and her two little partners there, which were actually like Paranormal Activity guys too, and they were like the comic relief of the horror movie. And I was like, I want them to come back. I want them to have their own Insidious movie. That's what I want. But then at the end of this movie, yeah, I'm spoiling it because if you've seen Insidious, you know what happens. The father, he chokes the paranormal lady to death, and I'm like, is she coming back? What's going on? So yeah, Insidious 1. It was great. Okay, I'm like, but at the end, I'm like, I want more of this Paranormal Activity type people. I want these paranormalists, paranormal I want these paranormal people to come back. I want them to have their own show. They should have a spinoff. They should have a spinoff from Insidious. They should have their own show. Okay, but then we have Insidious 2. Okay, in Insidious 2, yeah, the lady be dead, and because this one leaves you with like a cliffhanger. Okay, cliffhanger is father chokes him to death. Is he a demon? Is he not a demon? There's your cliffhanger, and you're sitting there and you're like, what the hell was that? I want to know what's going on. Is this wife gonna be sleeping with a demon? Is the father gonna kill the kids? What's gonna happen? I want to know what's going on. But they leave you just hanging there, and you're like, what? Yeah, I was literally at the end of this. I was like, wait a minute, I don't know if I should. Now I gotta put part 2 in because I gotta know what's going on. Okay, so I put in part 2, and it picks up right where part 1 left off. Okay, there's a photograph of the father, and in the photograph you can see the demon clearly. The cops are investigating, but the handprints on the woman's neck do not match the handprints of the father, which don't make any sense to me because I clearly saw him choke her at the end of the movie. I was very confused about that. But I guess when your demon possesses your hands, they take over your fingerprints and your hand reach or whatever it is, so you can't be identified as a killer. I don't know. I guess in Insidious world, that's what happens. But the Paranormal Activity guys end up showing up again at the end of the movie, so I'm like, oh, there's a saving grace. Okay, but and then we go to that's Insidious 2, okay, and there's a whole situation going on there. We get the demon gets out of the father, but as I'm at the end of the movie, I'm watching the end of the movie, and I'm like, the demon jumps out of the father. The father's looking at the wife, and he's like, it's me again, I'm back. I'd be like, buddy, I don't believe you. You know, you just tried to kill your whole entire family. Listen, as much as I love my family, okay, I don't know. My wife turned into a demon and tried to kill the entire family, and then all of a sudden she looked at me and she's like, it's not the demon anymore. It's me. I'm back again. I'd be like, I'm a little skeptical about you. I mean, weren't you the guy, the good girl? Well, in my case, it would be a girl, but weren't you the person that was just chasing me around a little while ago with a butcher knife? Weren't you the person a little while ago that wanted to beat me to death with a baseball bat? I don't know if our relationship's gonna be the same from now on. And the kids were like, "Oh, Dad, you're back," and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I lived with a crazy father for years, and I maybe he was possessed by demons. I don't know, but I still look at him the same way, like you're a lunatic, okay? And I think that's how the kid would have looked at him too. It was a little strange. So in part 2, yeah, the father gets exorcised or whatever, and the demon does pops out, okay, because they figure out what's going on. Because the demon actually is really strange, okay? It's a little boy that wanted to be a little girl. That mother wanted him to be a little girl. No, it's a little boy. Well, hey, I'm gonna slow this down a little bit. Hold on. It was a little boy that didn't want to be a little girl, but the mother wanted him to be a little girl, so he started dressing like a little girl. But he was upset that he didn't want to be a little girl, so he tried to castrate himself to be a little girl. He jumped into the Hey, listen, confusing. Watch Insidious 2. Insidious 2, yes, okay, because it's still good. Then, but I'm like, where's this lady? I want this lady back. I want this paranormal activity lady to come back with her 2 little squad members there. The funny tall guy that looks like he could bench press a house or whatever, and his little friend. When are they coming back? Well, they come back in Insidious 3. Now let me make this very clear first. First of all, the beginning of this movie drags very, very much. Okay, now there's a guy in this I want to say it's something McDermott. What you saying this? Are they gonna tell me on the front? Oh, come on, don't do this to me, because you know my eyes ain't as good as they want to be. Okay, I want to say, oh dang, don't do this to me. No, and I went over this with my wife last night. I want to say Matthew McDermott, or Matthew Dermott. Hang on. And I'm back. Yeah, it's I was way off. Okay, wait a minute. It's Dermot Mulroney. Okay, yeah. I got the Dermot something. Dermot Mulroney. Now the problem with Dermot Mulroney, okay, is one big problem I have. If you have ever seen the movie Young Guns, he plays the extremely stupid guy from Young Guns. So every time I see him in any movie he ever plays, he was in My Best Friend's Wedding. He was in Insidious, okay? And he's been in a lot of other movies. But every time I see this man, I keep picturing him as the real stupid guy from Young Guns. The one that when they take the peyote and whatever, and he's like, and he's shooting the gun up in the air. He's like, listen, that's how I picture this guy every time I see him. So I'm having a hard time of him playing a serious role in Insidious Chapter 3. Now, it's cool that he did Chapters 1 and Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. I like how he did it like books, like it's in a book that made it really good. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm on board with the story. You know, the daughter wants the mother passed away, and she wants to find the medium, so she goes and seeks out. Now, this is a prequel, okay? So but I don't figure out this is a prequel until about a little while into the movie, because you find out it's a prequel because now the 2 paranormal guys are solo, and one of them has a mohawk, and one of them, they both look a little bit younger, and they're dressed like kids, and one of them's wearing a He-Man shirt, and then they go and meet the old lady or whatever, the paranormal activity guy lady there, and they start the group right there. So I'm like, wow, this is a prequel. Okay, but you took a little while to tell me this is a prequel. You got me all wrapped up in Dermot Mulroney and his trying to act seriously when I'm picturing him jumping around with a shotgun, yelling at the buzzards and stuff. And you got him with his daughter, and his daughter's like seeing things and everything. And listen, so it goes on and on and on, and she's being chased by this person that obviously died from sleep apnea or something. I don't know, because the person has a sleep apnea machine on their face or whatever, and it keeps chasing around going through the whole movie, okay? But it's cool because the former paranormal activity people are now back together. They even got themselves a truck or a van. They get themselves a van with a logo on it now. It's cool, okay? It's cool. All right, then we go. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop at 3. This would be good enough for me to stop at 3. And that would be good enough for me to post some content. I could do my review on the Insidious franchise, okay? But then I was like, I got one more, The Last Key. And look, it's The Last Key. Oh, okay, all right. So this is the last one in the franchise. Nope. No, 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 don't be fooled by that, stupids. Okay, because listen, it's never the last in the franchise if the franchise is making money. Something's gonna come back and they're gonna make another one. Okay, so it's not the last key is not the last one. Okay, and even on the bottom here it says Fear comes home for the last time or whatever. It's all done. No, it's not. It's not all done. Okay, it's still going on. So this one is a little bit different. Now we go to a flashback of the paranormal activity lady, okay, whatever she is there. I don't know why. She got a name, but I can't remember her name. But anyway, that's okay. Doesn't matter anyway. They say her name through the whole thing. The funny thing is they keep saying Warren. She got a dog named Warren. They said Warren in the second one, and all I kept going through my head is aren't the Warrens the couple from The Conjuring? I'm like, why did they keep why did they have to name the dog Warren? Because it kept triggering Conjuring vibes. It kept triggering me thinking of The Conjuring. Every time they would say Warrens, I would like, oh, the dog's named Warren. What is this? Are these from the same people that made The Conjuring? Are these from the same people that made The Conjuring? No, Paranormal Activity. So I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, but the Warren kept popping up. I think her husband's former name was Warren, and the dog's name was Warren, and it was like Warren. I'm like, what's going on here? So anyway, this one she goes back in time, okay, and her father was extremely abusive because, big spoiler here. Here we go. Her father was possessed by demons, okay. But now they get a phone call from this guy, and this guy wants his ghosts gone because they're paranormal investigators, okay? And then they call in the squad to come and get rid of the ghosts. But there's something a little secret going on in the basement there. The guy that's got ghosts, he actually be kidnapping real people. And he got them in the basement, but he's so scared of the ghosts that he fails to tell these people that, hey, listen, I got a girl chained up in the basement here. I just want you to get rid of the ghosts, okay? Pay no attention to that girl chained up in the basement. Just do your job, get rid of the ghosts. So, of course, they get involved. They're like, oh, it's a girl in the basement chained up. We got to step in. So next thing you know, they're fighting a real human person. They're not fighting no demon anymore. But that's not the problem. That's not. Listen. The situation is there really was a demon. Yes. Ooh, big secret. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Anybody watches Insidious, don't tell them that the movies are about demons, okay? The demon was possessed the father, and it was possessing the guy, and just kept jumping from people to people, and he had a thing for, I think it was nurses, and he would kidnap nurses and chain them in the basement and make them drink poison, and they didn't really get into any detail what they was doing with the people. He was saving the bodies in briefcases, okay? Because she finds them later on. So they defeat the demon at the end of the movie, of course, and it's a actual awesome fight scene between the little old lady and the demon. And as I'm watching this thing, I gotta tell you, my realism pops into my head. Now, in these former movies, the realism did not pop in. Now, when the demons were beating the crap out of this old lady, the demons were literally, and the lady, woo, and she's flying, and she's falling on her back, and she's falling on her neck, and she's falling on her hip, and she's falling on, and I'm like, it didn't faze me until this movie, because there's a big fight scene at the end of this movie between the demon and the lady. And the lady's got to be like in her 70s, I'm assuming, like maybe late 60s, early 70s, okay? And he's smacking her around, he's punching her in the head, and she's flying all over the place, and she's just landing, and she's fine, she's perfectly fine. And all I kept going through my head is, if this was the real world, if this wasn't the world of Insidious, this lady would have busted a hip. She would be dead. She would have been dead from the first punch in the face from the demon, okay? That's it. There's no way that this old lady, okay, on this world or in the nether world or in the hereafter or thereafter or in the middle world or whatever, is going to survive a bee slap, okay, from a demon, send her flying. I mean, literally at least 10 feet onto her hip. Okay, she would have busted hips. She'd be laying there on the ground. She'd be like, if it was me, even at my age, and that demon hit me like that, I'd be telling him, just kill me. I can't get up no more. I put my hands up. If I could pull off my underwear and make a flag out, I would have been, give up. I give up. Listen. Take whoever you want. I don't care. Listen, I got no more family anyway. Her husband had passed away. It was just her all by herself. She was old. I'd be like, I give up. That's it. I can't save these people no more. Here, I give up. Just do what you gotta do. Put me in the hereafter, and I'll be walking around the dock. That's where I would have been. But the movie ends, and it has an ending. Okay, it's just an ending. Okay, and I'm like, finite, finished, done, over. That's it. But not in the world of movies and horror movies, especially if they're making some big money. Because here's my little cliffhanger for you. This bad boy just came in the mail today. and I have not watched it yet. And I'm gonna do a review on it, but not yet because I haven't watched it yet. This is, let's see if I can get this right now. And he's back again. the father that was a demon, that tried to kill the kids, that tried to kill his family, he's on the cover, so he's gonna be in the movie, and he he carries over a strange resemblance as the Warren man from one of the Warrens from The Conjuring. Yes, this is Insidious, the Red Door, right? The red door, and yeah, that be the Conjuring guy. Okay, that's what messes me up. It's like this guy typecast as the Conjuring guy. Okay, so forever I'll see him and I'll be like, hey, you're the Conjuring guy, kind of like Dermot Mulroney there. Okay, hey, you're that drunk Young Guns guy there that was all drugged up on peyote and shooting your gun up in the air, making all kinds of weird notes. He gonna be typecast as the Conjuring guy forever. Every time I see this man, he's the Conjuring guy. Okay, I don't even know his real name. I don't even care. He's the Conjuring guy. So yes, there's a what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th movie. So I guess the last key was actually not the last movie. And we have Insidious, the Red Door. It ends where it all began. It ends where it all began. Now I gotta tell you, the one thing that's really cool about all of these movies, and I got to put them back in order here so I can kind of hold them and explain, is they really do a good job at linking them together. Now, there's something to do with this red door, you know, so maybe this is appropriate for them to end it with the red door. The red door is in every single movie, and I noticed it too. But I got to tell you, I was having a hard time with a few things, because at the end of this one, part 3, they literally stole the end of The Sixth Sense. I'll tell you, I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. So if you don't want to hear a spoiler, just stop it right now. The end of this movie, the girl, she gets saved. The little girl, that one that was trying to find her mother, and she's like, "I gotta know this is real. I gotta know that my mom's really there." And the paranormal lady goes, "Yes. You have a question for her?" "Yeah, I do have a question." "She said she saw you. She saw you try out for that play, and she was proud of you." I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That wasn't that the ending of The Sixth Sense? Wasn't that the mother in the car with the son, and the son was telling, "I talked to grandma, and grandma said she was proud of you"? And I'll tell you, I teared up the same way. I tear up every time during that, when that kid tells that story at the end of The Sixth Sense. The same exact way. Except it was the old lady telling the young girl the same exact story. "Yes, your mother was there, and she was proud of you. She's not coming back, but she'll always be whispering in your ear." I was like, holy crap. I mean, can they even do that? I'll tell you right now, Sixth Sense, you got a lawsuit on your hands. There's a lawsuit because they stole the whole entire concept of the ending of your movie in Insidious 3. Now, no offense to Insidious, because I love your franchise, but you ran out of stuff to write about. You probably shouldn't steal from one of the most famous horror movies it probably I can think of. You know, everybody has seen The Sixth Sense. I mean, I can't think of anybody that I know of that has not seen The Sixth Sense. So they know the ending. So if they saw the ending of this, they would have been like, wow, that's awfully familiar. But yes, in every single one of these movies, they link them together. The red door, whenever she opens a red door, it brings you back to the first one. She opens up the red door, it brings you into the second one. She opens up a red door, it brings you back, and then it crisscrosses and back and forth, and then it's all over the place. And then it always has to do with this red door. And the other funny thing about The Sixth Sense in this too, now this was not, had nothing, right? From the makers of Paranormal Activity, nothing, nope. All Paranormal Activity. The other thing about that is, wasn't The Sixth Sense also everything that was red, the ghost couldn't see? Like, wasn't that like you didn't know, but M. Night Shyamalan hid that little thing in there. You don't find out till later on in your life, and then you go back and watch the movie like 10 times. You're like, holy crap! It was a red door handle. There was a red this. There was a red that. There was everything that was red. The ghost could not see. So they used the red concept. maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a spiritual thing. Maybe red is the magic color of ghosts, what they can see and what they can't see, or when they're in the in purgatory or in the middle or whatever. The red seems to be the color. But yeah, they use the red door in every single one of these movies to be able to follow it back and forth into this wave of different storylines. And yeah, so you get to see, like in part one it starts off, but then you get to see what happened to the kid in part two, because she opens the red door and there's the kid falling off the ladder. And then you get to part three, or was it part three where the kid falls off? Part three, I don't know. Part three, he goes back to the father laying in bed with the mother, and he's possessed and whatever. And then you go to part four, and then we get the red door again. She keeps opening doors, and it's like every time she opens up a door, I'm like, hey, it's part two. Hey, it's part one. Hey, it's part three. And then now we got the new one, and I have to check it out. So I'm leaving you with a cliffhanger on this one. I got to check out part three because it just came in the mail and I have not seen it yet. And I binge watched the crap out of all of these, one after the other, and I'm gonna throw in part three. And I'll tell you now, this is factory sealed. And if it has a digital code inside, I'm gonna hit you with the digital code so you can Insidious this is part three right now on your TV. Okay, if you're the lucky winner and gets the code, and the code is actually inside, isn't it? Yes, it is. Ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3. I hope the camera's focused on this one. Let me start again. No. 2, 1. And there is the code for Insidious, the Red Door, the end where it all began. Among the best horror franchises ever made. Can I debate that? Nah. We'll give it to Insidious to not, I want to say, be one of the best horror franchises ever made, but it was definitely worth five different cuts. You know what I mean? And possibly if this ends kind of weird, I could go for a 6. The one thing I loved about this is they were comfortable. They were comfortable horror movies. The comfort horror movies. That's what they are. The comfort horror movies. I can tell you, I did not have one jump scare. I was so intrigued. And the fact that they do put in comic reliefs. I love when horror movies put in like the Lost Boys. You know, when you got the Frog Brothers. You know, it's great when you got like these people that you can like kind of relate to. You like, if I was gonna be in that horror movie, I definitely want to be the paranormal lady, and I really don't want to be the people that are possessed by the demon. But I wouldn't mind being those two little funny guys that keep cracking jokes and doing funny things and wearing the He-Man shirt and get to use the cool little tools with the glasses with the lights on them and everything. I wouldn't mind being one of those geeks that kind of just do things that are fun. You know what I mean? And crack jokes and stuff. That's what I think. Anyway, and with that said, my friends, thank you so much for stopping by. This was my little review on the Insidious franchise, okay? And I would like to thank you, and I will see you later.
Should've saved me some.